Welcome to the Slick and Grim Show, and today we are doing a tier list video on which Breaking Bad character would make for a decent trip sitter, okay? Maybe you don't know what a trip is. Maybe you don't know what a trip sitter is. We're gonna go into that. And the trips we're focusing on today are shroom trips, okay? We're gonna go over what shrooms are, how the trip works, and what a trip sitter is supposed to do, and why some of these Breaking Bad characters would not make for very good trip sitters. So let's get into it. Now, what are shrooms? Okay, shrooms are, or also known as magic mushrooms, are fungi containing compounds that produce hallucinogenic effects, primarily consumed fresh, dried, or in edibles. Okay, these can alter your mood, your vision. You can start seeing things, and because of that, it's a very long process. It can last all day. Okay, this is why they call it a trip. Okay, it's like a journey. Okay, and now what does every good journey need? A guide, okay? This is where the trip sitter comes in. What is a trip sitter? Okay? A trip sitter is a sober person present during the experience, the journey, the trip. Okay, this person is responsible for your physical and emotional care while you're on that journey, okay, where you can't take care of yourself. So this is why it could be very problematic with some of these characters we're going to be going over today. Alright? So let's stop wasting time and jump right into the tier list. Alright, as you can see here, we have multiple levels, and we're going to go through each and every one of them. First one, Transcended. This is a positive thing, believe it or not. This is, you learn something from your journey. You went in, you had a mission, you figured something out or what have you, and the experience was overall positive. Okay, this is where you want to be. Good time is maybe you see things, you saw some colors, but it could have been more informative. You could have maybe took something away from it. Not a bad time, but not very life-changing, okay? It was a good time, but not transcended, okay? Let's keep going. Mid. Wasn't really a good time, didn't really do much for you. Positive or negative, just really didn't do much for you, okay? Could be better places, could be worse places. Discomfort. This is okay. It's similar to mid, but the mood's not right. The aura of the person is not who you'd want to be near. Maybe they're not taking care of you. Maybe, who knows? Okay, but it's not quite fearful yet, but it's worse than mid. Fearful. Okay. It's getting a little spicy. Okay, maybe the person's doing something or not doing something. Maybe there's something happening in the background. Whatever it is, you're afraid. Okay, maybe not the whole time, but there's times where you're going up and down where you're afraid. Okay, not where you want to be. You'd rather be anywhere above this, but still better than Netherrealm. Let's talk about it. Netherrealm, I want you to think about the worst nightmare you've ever had, and then not waking up from it. Your eyes are open, you're in that nightmare, okay? Not a place you want to be. If your trip sitter did their job, they would have made sure you were not in the Netherrealm, okay? You do not want to be in the Netherrealm. All right, with that said, let's get into the tier list. Alright, let's just go by the list of characters they have for us, and we'll just start filling this out as we go. Okay, so first one's is Andrea. Okay, so Andrea is Jesse Pinkman's girlfriend in the later seasons. Okay. Um, we don't know much about her except that she likes heroin. Okay, like shooting up with Jesse. Okay, now we can assume she's done shrooms. Yeah, let's assume that. Okay. Let's assume she's done shrooms. She seems pretty chill. But we just don't know enough about her, okay? But I'm leaning more on the positive ends, okay? Because maybe I feel like she'd be familiar with things like that. I feel like people do shrooms before they do heroin, but I could be wrong, okay? But I didn't see her shoot nobody or anything like that or attack anyone. So I'm gonna say, just for that, let's put her in mid, okay? Simply because we do not have enough information on her personality. But we do know she hasn't shot anybody and she likes heroin. We do know that. So let's put her in mid, okay? Let's move on. Badger. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't like Badger at all. He literally was shooting at Jesse Pinkman with a bow, and that just got they just got over that. I would have took that a little bit more personally. But I'll tell you what, I feel like he for sure has done shrooms without a doubt. But I'm gonna say good time. He knows how to deal with drugs. I'm only gonna say good time because I feel like he's the type of guy. Badger's the type of guy that would throw on something violent on the TV. Okay. No, I'm not. Actually, I'm not gonna put him at good time. No, I don't think I will. I feel like he'd play a violent video game or something. He'd set the mood off. Okay, Badger, I don't know. He's just not really a smart guy. Yeah, I'm gonna put him. I'm gonna say simply because he has experience with the shrooms. Okay, he's gonna be. He's going to mid, okay? And I'm only putting him there because he's a dumbass. Okay, he's very dumb. He's gonna set the mood off. Okay, but is it gonna be Nightmare? No, but he's gonna set the mood off. He's not a very smart guy. All right, now we got Ted. I don't believe Ted's ever done shrooms. Okay, so in this scenario, okay, for all these characters, come up with some lore reason. I don't care what it is, but we're gonna have to come up with a reason why Ted's there. So in the comments, if you have an interesting story on why Ted has to be your trip sitter, please drop it in the comments, okay? But personally, I'm gonna say discomfort, okay? He's never done shrooms. He doesn't know what he's doing. He'd probably just throw on TV, okay? He'd probably just turn the TV on. So you're gonna see commercials. Maybe it's the news. We don't know, okay? But he's not setting the mood right. There's probably no music. He's probably just chilling on the couch watching TV with you, and maybe something violent comes on and sets the vibe off, okay? So for that, I think because of his lack of experience, I'm gonna put him in discomfort, okay? He seems kind of like a square, I don't see him doing shrooms. He's going in discomfort. Now let's talk about Gale. I actually think Gale would make for a great trip sitter, okay? We see that he's different. He's off, okay? I personally think the different and off people are not dumb, okay? Not different as dumb like Badger. I'm talking about different, I don't know. He plays interesting music. He's always making tea. I don't know. He's just a unique guy. And he does partake in drugs. Okay, so I do think he would have tried shrooms at some point. I'm gonna put Gale as transcended. Okay, I think because he's also smart. Okay, he he would know how to set the mood. Like, just look at his apartment and like how he lives. Dude would be a chill trip sitter, I believe. So thanks a lot, Jesse, for killing him. Huel. I love Huel. We don't know much about Huel. We know he's a pickpocket in Better Call Saul. And he's Saul Goodman's bodyguard. And he's obese. But we love Huel. Honestly, I don't believe Huel. I've never seen Huel do drugs, so I don't know if he would know how to, trip sit. But his aura, okay? We love Huel's aura. Better Fuel Huel, okay? Give us Better Fuel Huel, the next spinoff, okay? Huel's going in good time. I think simply because I've never seen him partake in any sort of drugs, he might not have the experience to fully help you transcend. But you would have a good time with Huel, okay? Better Fuel Huel. Moving on. The twins. Oh my god. You would not want the twins. Literally, they maybe have like 5 lines in the whole show. What we know is they're ultra violent. They work for the cartel. And they're really good at killing. And their uncle or dad, whatever the hell Hector is to him, like drowned one of them. Just to teach the other one a lesson. So that's pretty scary. Okay, so these guys are fucked up. Okay. Now, you might think they're going in NetherRealm. I'm gonna put them in Fearful, okay? I'll say this. I feel like simply because they don't talk, I feel like they would stare at you the whole time. But I feel like they wouldn't yell or anything like that. They might just like stare at you. Oh, that is Fearful. But I feel like they're not screaming in your face like scary. So I'm gonna put them in Fearful. You would not want them. Whatever lore reason they have to watch you, it's whatever, okay? But I think worst case scenario, they're just staring at you the whole 8 hours, okay? Fearful. Jane does do the drugs, okay? She does partake. She likes heroin. A lot of these people like heroin. I would so with that logic, I would say she's probably done shrooms. Jane. I would say I'm gonna say good time. Shrooms are a lot less dangerous than heroin, so I feel like she would have done them before. Wouldn't it be my choice? Because we know what happens when she's running the show, but I think you can do worse than Jane. Yeah, I think, okay. She likes art. So in the show, she does like a lot of drawings with Jesse. So I think she would set the mood by like having you draw some shit, okay? So being creative is what you want to do on these trips. So let's put Jane in good time. You know what? Honestly, because of the art thing, solely because of the art thing, I'm gonna say Transcended. Okay, she's got the experience. You got the art. So I think you'd be able to be very creative and learn something. Okay, so I'm gonna say Transcended. Skinny Pete. I love Skinny Pete. Wholesome. Might be more wholesome than Huel, okay? He's like Jesse's buddy. He's not like he's not a dumb fucker like Badger. I don't like Badger, okay? Skinny Pete never shot a bow and arrow at our boy Jesse, okay? And he's always helping Jesse out. So, and I would say he would ask you like deep questions, okay? Because I think at some point he's talking about Star Trek, so He's like, he likes those deep shows. So I'm gonna say Transcended as well. Okay, so these are the people you want. Oh God, why? I don't even know his name, but I know he's like the director for the DEA, okay, or whatever the hell. He's high up in the DEA. So yeah, he would be shaming you the whole time, okay? He's Hank's boss, okay, for the DEA. So I'm gonna say NetherRealm, okay? Okay, you know what? Maybe not NetherRealm. Let's be chill. I'm gonna say Fearful because he's gonna be like staring down. While these guys are staring down at you because they're like psychopath, he would be staring down judgment wise. He'd be like, I can't believe I gotta watch you. Like a lot of judgment. I can just see it. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say Fearful. He'd probably put on like Fox News radio or something in the background. So they'd be talking about like wars in the Middle East. That's not the vibe. Okay, the vibe when you're on a trip is not wars in the Middle East. Okay, so I'm gonna say Fearful. Gomi. I like Gomi. Do I think there's no evidence of Gomi doing drugs? Okay, but I do feel like I don't think he would know how to set the mood, but I don't think he would judge you. Like, he just seems like a chill guy. I would say he's more chill than this dude for sure. So Gomi's gonna go in discomfort. He's a square. He hasn't done a lot of drugs. I would say he'd be disappointed. I don't think he would judge you that hard, but he'd be disappointed. Doing shrooms is not something you'd want for you, and now he's got to watch you for 8 hours. But he'd probably just throw in some movies similar to what Ted would do, so probably not the best movies to pick, but, you know, he's going to make sure you're okay, all right? Hank is a man of the law, okay? That's his thing. Except it's kind of weird because with the Cuban cigars, which were illegal, he did that. So I would say he'd take care of you, but he'd be pissed. Okay, this dude, it'd be like silent judgment. He would be like, I can't believe you're on that shit. Immediately, you'd be afraid. Okay, so as much as we like Hank, or at least I like Hank. I think he's funny as shit, but yeah, would not make for a good trip sitter, okay? Now, Jesse Pinkman. Let's look at Jesse Pinkman. You're probably thinking Transcended, right? Think again, okay? I'll say this. It depends where in the timeline we are when Jesse has to be your trip sitter, okay? If it's pre-Breaking Bad, I would put him maybe near like a... I would say Transcended, okay? He'd be up there, okay? He seems like a chill dude. He might just sit there in silence, you know, just thinking about his own stuff. But if we're like towards like middle Breaking Bad or beyond, I think there might be some trauma dumping mid-trip. He might be like, "Oh my God, my girl, she OD'd, and it's my fault. And then my new girlfriend got shot by this gang." Bro, I don't need you. I don't need any of that. I'm tripping balls. Okay? I don't need to hear. What am I going to do about that? Okay? Nothing. Okay? You're not guiding me. I need my trip sitter to bring the positive vibes in. Okay? And I could see Jesse possibly ruining that. He's definitely not down in the bottom, but I'm gonna put him in good time. If it's pre-Breaking Bad, you're in for a good time. No, dude, right next to Huel, absolutely not. Okay, I'm gonna say mid. Okay, I'd say it's like 50% chance it's a good time, like with Skinny Pete, or 50% time he just negativity all over the place, and we do not want that on your trip. Okay, so I'm gonna say mid. Okay, plot twist: Jesse would not make for a good trip sitter. Okay. Oh no. No, no, no. Oh no. Oh no, Lydia? Dude, sober, just perfectly sober me gets anxiety whenever Lydia is on screen. Okay? She's very like OCD, very like she has to have this stupid sugar in her drink. She's always like twitching. It's like that. You're giving me anxiety, okay? And she like I could just imagine it. Close your eyes. I want you to imagine it. Okay, it's starting to hit, and she's like, I don't know what to do. Is this blanket what you need? Do you need like food? What do you need? How does this work? Okay, I'm gonna say Netherrealm. This is our first. I would rather have the murderous twins than Lydia. Okay, I'd rather have the DEA boss or Hank Schrader over Lydia. Okay? Lydia gives me anxiety sober, so I can't imagine being on anything. Okay? You do not want Lydia as your trip sitter. Moving on. Alright, Mary. I don't know. Mary likes to shoplift, okay? So I don't think she'd be that be that much of a hard ass. I could see her like I'm trying to think of a scenario that she would have to watch it. I feel like she would have some anxiety because maybe she wouldn't want Hank to know. Like I don't know, maybe I don't know. You come up with the reason she's got to watch it, but I think she wouldn't want Hank to know, so she'd be kind of nervous about that. So that would kind of make the vibe uncomfortable. Okay, so but I do think she would like she wouldn't judge you. Okay, she's a shoplifter. Okay, she's married to a DEA agent, so I think she'll understand. So I'm gonna say she's a square, but she'll take care of you. Okay. All right, Mike. No, dude, Mike. I feel like Mike is kind of like Hank. They're both bald, but what else are they? Hard asses. Okay, Mike. Honestly, I could see Mike and this DA boss guy doing the same thing. Like Mike's gonna. Maybe he doesn't throw on the news, but like he's like watching like a cowboy movie, okay, where they shoot each other. That's not the vibe you want, okay. He'd probably like look over at you in disgust. I can already see it, okay. Like imagine you're on the couch and you look over and you just see Mike's face, like ugh, and like he's giving like just disapproval, okay. I feel like I would rather have Hank over Mike as my trip sitter, and that's like bottom. That is bottom tier. And actually, there's a lot of bald people in Fearful, so that should be studied. All right. Oh no, we got Hank, or no, we got Huel. We got Huel up here. Okay. Saul. I think even if he was in like slicking Jimmy mode, I feel like Saul likes to hunt, okay? He's not gonna rob you or anything if you were on shrooms, okay? He likes to scam people. It's not fair if you're on drugs, so I don't think he'd rob you or anything. I feel like he would lay you down, like in his office, and that little like back massager thing he's got, where he puts his feet on it. I think he'd get you set up on that, and yeah, I don't think he would do shrooms, and I don't think he has any experience in that, but I think he would do a better job than these squares down here, okay? He's not gonna know how to help you, but I think you would be you'd be more comfortable than with these three, okay? So I think Saul would take care of you. You wouldn't learn anything from the experience, but it wouldn't be the worst experience you've had. Okay, so Saul's going in mid. Gus Fring. Gus Fring, man. I, I think Gus might be scarier than like everybody in Fearful. Okay? Anytime Gus is on the phone and he's doing his like customer service voice, the second he hangs up, that face, the face that's on this picture right here, that would be, I feel like he would just be staring at you. Either that or he would just start cleaning like crazy. Like the dude literally like, there was like, he had a little like fruit tree and captured that animal that was eating from it just to like teach it a lesson. That dude's a psychopath. Okay, I like Gus, but I would hate for him to be my trip sitter. That is the last guy. He'd be plotting how to use this trip to increase his like aims, his goals. He'd be like, oh, because he's on shrooms, I can do this, this, and that. Like, he's always planning something. He's not like crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna say you're in the nether realm with Gus Fring. Skylar White. Holy shit. We all know where she's going, okay? She'd be judging you. She'd be staring at you. She'd be freaking out, not knowing what to do. Okay. She'd probably like, you're gonna OD on the shrooms. Editor, do me a favor, okay? Has anyone died from shrooms? Put it on screen now. Nobody's died from shrooms? Told you, Skylar. Nobody's died from shrooms. Kiss my ass, you're going to Netherrealm. Hector Salamanca. Let's talk about Hector. Okay, I want you to imagine you're on the couch, you're tripping, and you just look over and you see this. That is not what you want. Okay, that's it crazy. Okay, Hector, I don't know what lore reason that Hector has to be your trip sitter, but God help you, okay? The fact that this man in a wheelchair that cannot speak or move except for the ringing of the bell, somebody fucked him over as well, okay? Because now the room probably smells like shit, because he can't get up to use the restroom. So there's that. So he's probably pissed that his diaper's full, okay? So he's probably ringing the bell the whole 8 hours to get you, the person tripping, to change his diaper. So I'm gonna say that, like, just for the situation, like, forget his personality. At this point, he's just doomed to the chair, okay? But just a situation would not be good. It'd smell like shit. There'd be ringing bells for 8 hours, and he'd stare at you like this. Not a place you want to be, okay? Oh God, Todd is awful. I feel like Todd's awful. Oh God, well, I'm trying to think. He's got like if you watch El Camino, he's got like a pet tarantula, and his house looks cool. Okay, but I don't see him doing shrooms or any sort of drugs. I don't think he'd be screaming at you or like having anxiety. He'd be awkward. Okay, I think he's yes, he shot a child, but he's still kind of a square. You know what I'm saying? Like, he'd probably just, like, I feel like he would just, like, order some pizza and, like, play. I feel like he would probably be playing, like, a violent video game or something. Like, he wouldn't, I don't think he'd make it worse. I'm thinking either discomfort or fearful. I'm gonna say simply because I know he shot a child that I'd be a little scared of him. But if I didn't know that, I would say discomfort, because outside of that, he does seem like a square. So I'm gonna say, knowing what we know, I'm gonna say fearful. But if I didn't know he shot a kid, I'd say discomfort. Tuco, dude would be pissed. You'd make a noise while you're tripping, and he'd be like, "Shut the fuck up!" He's not watching you, okay, on your trip. You're watching him on. There's no scenario where this man is sober. He's on cocaine, okay? He's on something, okay? You do not want Tuco to be your trip sitter, okay? He's on his own trip, okay? You're watching him just as much as he's watching you, and I would imagine not only are you in the nether realm, this man being perfectly sober, this dude's scary. So I cannot imagine if you were on any kind of drug. Okay, so he's going into the nether realm. Oh, there's a lot of negative. Cyrus. We don't know enough about Cyrus, okay? He works for Gus. He's just like a goon that works for Gus. Okay? With that said, I think he's a square. Now, he breaks the law, so I don't think he'd be judging you, but we don't know enough about him, but he's literally a goon for a gang. Like a literally is perfectly okay with selling meth. So I think he's a square. He's not going to judge you, but he's not going to know how to take care of you. So I'm going to say discomfort. Okay. All right, Walter White Jr. Okay. I'm assuming whoever's watching this is older than Walter White's son. Okay, so the fact that Walter White's son has to watch you trip is insane. So whatever lore reason that's the case, I feel like that's on you. Okay. Maybe Walt's out doing something. I don't know. Make it up in the comments. Walter Jr. he's too young. I feel like, and also he's a square. I don't think he would know how to help you. I think he'd probably just have you chill on his bed while he plays video games or something. I feel, yeah. I mean, it depends. I feel like it depends what video games Walter White Jr. plays, because we see him on his computer a lot. So if he's playing violent video games, I'm gonna say discomfort. But if he's playing something like City Skylines, that would be sick, I feel like. So I'm gonna say if Walter White Jr. is not playing anything violent and he's just having you chill out, I don't think I think it would be mid. I'm gonna say mid. Okay. Yeah, he'll help you out if need be, but I don't think he'd rat you out or anything, and I don't think he'd judge you. Okay. Oh boy, Walter White. This could go anywhere. Okay, but I'm gonna tell you where it can't go anywhere. It's got to be either fearful or NetherRealm, and let me tell you why. Okay. Jesse just smokes weed for the most part. Occasionally heroin, but before he did the heroin, it was just weed. And Walter White was judging the shit out of him, okay? But also, Heisenberg, Walter White, is a fucking asshole, okay? Not a guy you would want to... He would be judging you. But this is the scary thing about Walter White. He'd be in your face like, "Hey, Jesse, you probably feel like you're gonna die, but you're not gonna die, okay? It's just the chemicals in your head telling you that you're gonna die, but you're not gonna die, okay? Jesse. Yeah, you do not want Walt to be your trip sitter. You know, yeah, he would break down the fear to a scientific level. So I'm gonna put Walt in NetherRealm. Okay, so here's our list: 3 for Transcended, 1 for Good Time, 5 for mid, 4 for discomfort, 5 for fearful, and 6 for the nether realm. What is the lesson? What is the lesson for this? I believe the lesson is you shouldn't do drugs. They're against the law. But if you're going to do the drugs, make sure you do it with the right people, okay? Now, if you like tier lists, or if you like Breaking Bad, or if you just like doing shrooms, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Tell me what you liked about the video. Tell me what you didn't like about the video in the comments below. And I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.